Hello, everybody. Welcome to Motley Hobbies. I'm going to do some unboxing pack openings here. Got the new Gate Ruler game. I'm going to apologize right up front that I may not know all of the terminology. I just found out about this game from my local game store the other day. In fact, all they had available to pre-order were the 2 decks. So I ran to Amazon and luckily I was able to get a booster box here in time. Um, I'm really looking forward to it. For those of you that don't know anything about this one yet, it uses a cool gate ruler mechanism where, similar to like Dragon Ball Z or a lot of the other games, you select your character that represents you. But in this one, it changes the mechanics of the game. So it changes how you build your deck, how you play the game. So you could have the same deck with different rulers and play completely different styles if that deck meets the deck construction requirements for both of them. There are 5 factions, I believe, in it. Atlas, the Atlantic Alliance Sentinels, an alliance between major Western powers, and the Ark, which is a giant extra-dimensional craft constructed from a dislodged continent. So they're full of like robots and firepower, and they've got the Old World League supporting them, and the Zoo Force. So you got vampires, werewolves, that kind of thing coming from the Old World League, and the Zoo Force are cybernetically upgraded humanoids that are animal-like. Hell Kong is their leader. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate it. So then you got the Yamajin Front. So they're a coalition between various nations of East Asia, such as Japan and China. And they have their supernatural allies, such as the yokai. Then you have the Volnar, which is a universe straight out of traditional fantasy. So you're going to see, I think I saw a King Arthur card earlier on somebody else's unboxing. There's dragons in there, magic, that kind of thing. Thanks again, Eric. Appreciate it. Then there's the Wonderverse. This is the one funny that Eric's liking this because I think he'd like this. He's into retro ray gun and stuff, and this Wonderverse faction within the game actually feels a lot like that. So it's a universe that resembles a sci-fi future as imagined in our past. So intrepid explorers, strange aliens, that kind of thing. So yeah, let's just get into it. I'm super excited. I've been waiting now for 2 or 3 days to get into this, and I haven't opened anything yet other than the demo deck. So this is the free demo deck. Right off the bat, the card quality I'm really impressed with. They're nice and thick. They got this kind of glossy back on them. I'm a big fan of this. And then this deck is actually meant to go with 2 different of those gate rulers that I mentioned. So one of these, when you look up his deck construction rules, he has to have basically all 5 factions represented. So he can only have 12 cards per faction, and then exactly up to 12 cards per faction and exactly 50 cards. So these are the invaders. So I actually forgot that faction. So in the story, these X-vaders, extra dimensional invaders, invaded Earth and were driven back, but they know they're coming back. So this little black circle in the bottom represents the X-vaders. And then here's Atlas. So you can see kind of human soldiers. And then the sideways cards in this demo deck are all events. I haven't seen a zone yet. So here's the that Wonderverse, very kind of that retro ray gun look that I was talking about. Very cool. Volatile space mimic. I think that's pretty funny. So there, some of the factions have some comedy to them. Some of them are more serious. There's some they got big robots in it and stuff like that. So you can really build and customize your deck. these are energy, which are only used by one of these. So it's kind of strange. One of these um, gate rulers doesn't have a hand size, and it gets to play 2 cards for free. So basically, it has you draw the top 2 of the cards of your deck, but they call it drive, and then you immediately either put the monster into play, or you set it, is what I believe it's called, where you set it aside and then you can play it at another time. That's how you play events. So all of the current rulers have 3 set zones. So if you want to play an event, it goes upside down in one of your set zones. Then you can play it. So it's kind of a neat mechanic, right? So the one guy doesn't have a hand at all, and then the other guy and plays his cards for free. The other one actually starts with these 3 energy in play and can untap 2 a turn and go from there. Yeah, Eric, the card quality is really good. I've actually seen it compared to Force of Will before. And then if you're familiar with Future Card Buddy Fight, that guy left. I don't know if he ever worked directly for Bushiroad, but he stopped the Future Card Buddy Fight and created his own company to create this. He's also he owns the largest card game chain, like store in Japan, which is pretty cool. So this is the demo deck. If you guys find a store near you that is supporting the game, they should have some of these. Pretty cool. I'm hoping that this game doesn't get hit hard by the collectors and scalpers. I'm thinking about dropping Dragon Ball Super because of that in favor of this. Some of those cards are skyrocketing in price and they're fairly new cards. So these are the 2 starter decks that are currently available. Giant Mechs and Yokai in Space. Kind of a fun name there. And then Summon the Fell Dragons. So one thing I really like that they did is right there at the top, deck complexity intended for card game novices and up to experienced veterans. And then the dragon one flat out tells you deck complexity intended for card game veterans who love graveyard decks. So this one's pulling stuff out of the graveyard, but I really like that they tell you right on the deck how complex it is and kind of what it does. So that's really cool, especially once there's more than 2 of these available. I think that's really cool for beginners to try and help get people into the game and start a community at your local store. And luckily, so there's a store in my current area here in Texas that's going to support the game. And I've already checked back home in Indiana where I'm moving to. There's a store that collected the game. So shout out to Sci-Fi Factory Keller, which is where I bought the 2 decks. And then Creative Comics in Griffith, Indiana, which is going to support the game. I will be there playing when they have tournaments for sure. So you have kind of a quick cheat sheet on the back of a very simple playmat. I imagine this is one of those games where they're going to go nuts with playmats. You're going to have all kinds of people making playmats. So this is actually really only good for the current rulers. So you can see that the zones correspond to the color of arrows. But the cool thing about this is they could change the color of those arrows and it could change how you play completely, right? So you could have a single red arrow in the middle and 2 blue arrows off to the side to have 2 defenders and only 1 attacker. And then also here, this is their stats. So that's how many hit points they take. That's how much damage they deal to other cards. That's how much damage they deal to other rulers. And that is also true of units. So how much damage they have, how much damage they deal to other cards, how much damage they deal to other rulers. So here is the rules guide. On the website, you do have access to all the rules as well. And then I believe, we'll find out here in a little bit, I believe all the rulers have a QR code on them so that you can quickly get to their deck construction rules. So on them is the gameplay rules. Let's see if I can get that to focus. There we go. So see, setup, none, 0 cards in hand, 0 resources, start a turn, drive 2 cards. That's what I was saying, where you just kind of look at them and then choose what to do with them. And then they go away if you don't want them. And then modifiers, treat all cards in play as if you paid the cost for them. You cannot have a hand. So that's his play rules. That's what's on the card. But if you look at him right here, so Master Alpha 2020, it has all of that information and it actually expands on it a little bit. But then there's actually deck construction rules. So this is what I was talking about. Deck level cap 40. So the upper left there is the level. So that's a level 2, level 1, level 0. The total level of his deck cannot go above 40. And then he can only have 16 counters. So when you take damage in this game, you flip cards off the top of your deck. If it's a counter, you do its counter effect, and then it goes to your graveyard instead of to the damage zone. He must have exactly 50 cards. For each faction, he can only have up to 12 cards. You may not have more than 4 cards of the same name in your deck, and you cannot include any legendary cards in your deck. So you can't have any of the big, giant, nasty ones. So this is the other one that came with the demo deck. I'm sure they're probably in the packs and starters too. And then these ones change things up. So like one of these, I think, yeah, you may only have up to 1 card with the same name in your deck. So right there from the start, they can only have 1 of each card in their deck. And then the knight can have 2 different legendaries. It looks like most of these can have 2 different legendaries. And then another cool thing is they've built in kind of a restricted list without actually doing it. So it's hard to get this small text to focus. But right here, it only says you can only include cards where the collector number starts with MD or 2020. So those 2 heroes have that. These 3 do not. So they have the ability to print a ruler that would be broken with old cards included, but they can put that stipulation on deck construction and then they don't have to worry about it, right? So it's no longer broken. They don't have to worry about a banned list or anything like that. So let's get in and look at some cards. I like the packaging so far. Clamshell inside the box. And they did put to grab the plastic pull here. And actually get it open. Got a childproof one. There we go. So here's some of that retro ray gun looking stuff from the Wonderverse. I think this will be my favorite faction from the game, just looking at it so far. So you got Galactic Swordmaster, Goldizer, Space Ninja. Here's some of those old school looking aliens. Pretty cool. I have heard some complaints where people are saying until you memorize all this tiny little text on your events, and I think Zone is the other card. Again, I haven't seen one yet. People are going to know you have them in your hand, right? You're going to be turning them sideways to read them. I don't think that's that big of a deal because you know everybody's going to be playing with events. It's not like you're revealing a big giant secret that you have an event in your hand. But maybe it is, you know, maybe once you get to that high level of tournament play, you definitely want to make sure you have your cards memorized. Yeah, I think this other faction that they're paired with is that, yeah, they're the Oriental one. So they're paired with Yomajin Front, which is that Asian coalition. So some really cool art. And they've got, you know, like the typical big stompy robots and stuff. When I saw this starter, I was like, what is that? I need to know. Because that the Wonderverse and these guys are right up my alley with stuff I like. Actually, all the factions are, to be completely honest with you. So that's one of the structured decks. Here is the ruler it comes with. So it comes with the apprentice. I wonder if they're both the same. We'll find out here in a second. So setup none, 0 cards in hand, 0 resources. Start of turn, you drive 2 cards. So that's where you just look at the top 2. And then you either set them if it's an event or play them into one of your 3 spots for units. And then treat all cards you play as if you played them. So he's very similar to one of the champion, the World Master ones. Let's put this aside. Open up this one. So this is going to be the other 2 factions. So this should be Atlas and let's see, Volnar. So this should be the super fantasy type guys. And then the militaristic ones. So yeah, so right off the bat, you got a Jinn. Those are pretty cool. Nosferatu. There's your undead, Eric. Got some vampires in here. I zombies. An enthralled prodigy. Okay, so this is going to be that sub faction. It looks like of Atlas, the Owl, the Old World League, coalition of supernatural beings of Western tradition, such as vampires and werewolves. As many of them prey upon humans, the extinction of humanity by the hands of the excavators is against their interests. That's kind of funny. They're helping the humans because if the excavators win, they'll have no more food. Jack the Ripper's in there. That's kind of cool. Steel Storm. So you got a guy with a gigantic, looks like piece of artillery with a bunch of barrels on it. And some events. So, okay, so the leaders must be different. This one comes with energy. So this must be similar to the other leader that comes with the demo deck. I like your little vampire emoji there. And it looks like here we're going to get into the dragons with the Volnar portion of this deck. So there's the big foily guy that it shows on the front. Now, I don't know, some of the other Japanese games I've played, in the trial deck, you have a chance for like super crazy rarity. It's like less than 1 per case, I think, like back when I played Weiss. I haven't seen anything if this game does that or not. So yeah, so this guy is actually the knight. So his is set up 2 cards in hand and 3 resources. That's why this stack had those 3 resources there. They're just generic cards that go down at the bottom if you need them. And then modifiers, summon cap 2. So he can only summon 2 things a turn. And then at the start of the turn, he readies 2 of his resources and draws 2 cards. So he has 3. He can only ready 2 a turn. So if he wants to spend all 3, he has to be pretty easy on what he's doing for the turn prior. I'm a huge fan. I'm excited to see where they go with this. Just the fact that there's asymmetrical deck building and rules, even though you're trying to do the exact same thing winning wise, which the win conditions are taking their ruler down to 0 health, or decking them. So you do lose when you run out of cards. So here's what I've been waiting for. Anybody that knows me, I think, probably knows I love cracking packs. I could never be one of those guys that collects sealed boxes of card games. It just wouldn't happen. It was killing me. This showed up at 5 o'clock and I had to wait 2 hours. So you do get a box topper promo, and he is, or potentially she, Viola Furiosa, Raging Fell Dragon. Really cool looking card. So right off the bat there, they're giving you incentive to buy 4 boxes so you can have a place out of that, which is pretty cool. Trying to make room here. So what I'll probably do here is, since I haven't cracked any packs yet, I'll look at the first couple packs worth of commons. And then a little ways in, I'll switch over to just looking at the higher rarity stuff. Which I believe is the last 3 in this game. Calico Cat Sith. I like the artwork in this game so far too. Imagine Expeditioner, of course. Space Lizard Man. Yeah, see this. I'm liking this faction a lot. Corporal the Champ Tiger. Really cool. That's one of those cybernetically enhanced animal-like humanoids. See something foily back there. I'm trying not to look. There we got a spaceship. Space Cruiser Velocto. Kage Winter Godmother. She's really cool looking. So the rarity is these stars down here at the bottom. Man, this foil does not want to focus at all. Down here at the bottom, there's a star rating. And I believe it goes up to 4, which that's what this guy is. And then there's uber rarities too. So this is, I believe that'd be considered a full art. Yeah. So Smithereens Becky, Intelligence Officer. She's a 4-star. There's a werewolf. More of those owls. Unexpected wormhole. Scare Squad Capo Horror Flick. Like a pretty gnarly looking alien dude there. And he is a 3-star, but a foil. And then here we got another 4-star Schrodinger's cat. That's awesome. That is a really nice looking card. 1000-year Sakura. Man, I wish you could see. The camera is not doing this card justice. It looks pretty awesome. And then Guiding Paladin. It's just a 1-star foil at the back there. Vampire Commando. Oh, so there's another there. So this is actually a female version of the knight. Kind of cool. All of the rulers have male and female versions. And from what I've read, I haven't seen the post or anything, but from what I've read online, the game designer actually encourages making custom ruler cards, as long as obviously you keep the text the same. And it looks like they ditched the QR code. That may have been a Japanese release only thing, maybe because I did hear pretty negative feedback on it that they preferred it without it there. They must have gotten rid of that. Another one of those winter godmothers, White Dragon of Wales. I know, Eric, I know you're a fan of dragons there. Oh, good. It focused on him. He's pretty cool looking. And he is a 3-star, 2-star. Okay, so you're not guaranteed. It looks like you're guaranteed at least a 3-star per pack, which this one had 2 of them, but no 4-star. But they are foily. And then a foily 2-star collateral damage there at the end. All right, so in interest of time, I think I'm going to stop looking through all the commons. Just look at these last 3 cards per pack. There we go. Sergeant Major Buster Kong. Basically, King Kong wearing a suit of armor with a gun. That's pretty awesome. And then a foily mimic. Here, I said I was just going to look at those last 3 and went straight through the whole pack. Flying Shield, Tommy's Vessel, 4-star. Very cool. Foil Schrodinger's Cat. Awesome. Exo Armor Fusion Form Congo. 3-star foily guy. Good snappy robot. Star Sphinx. Westcalot Imperial Legionnaire. So these are those fantasy guys. Really cool looking there. Shadow of Hades. 4-star. Very cool. And a Crimson Dragon. He's just a 2-star rarity, but he's foil. Captain Liberty. Pretty cool looking. I'll have to see. Oh, so this is actually a legend. So this is 4-star legend. That's what that symbol there is. So a lot of the decks are 1 or 2 legends in them, and only 1 of each one. Stars and Stripes Forever. Standard action. Remove 3 cards with counter in your graveyard from the game. Special summon this from your hand or graveyard. And he has Defender, which from what I remember means he can move from the attack zone to the defender zone after he attacks. So he can come out for free if you need him to. Pretty cool. I like him. I like the artwork too. And it's pretty cool. My first legendaries for one of the factions I like, which is really all of them with this game so far. I can't say there's one that I dislike. tiger from the id. One of the Onis in the game. Pretty cool artwork. On top of a building. Sergeant first class rampant elephant. He's pretty cool looking. He's only a 3-star. Definitely cool looking. Another one of the tigers from the id. This one's full art. So you can see the difference there. It doesn't have the border. The border's just up here in the top left corner and bottom right corner. Really cool. Bell Wolverine. Space King Arthur of Cosmo Camelot. 4-star. So he's got a once per game ability. I read in the rules briefly. If it says game 1, that means you can only use it once per game. Really cool looking. Colonel Owl, Bigwig Owl. Mechanized Dragoon Victor. And Mechanized Armor Congo again. But foil. G&G Armament Factory. Foil. So this is actually a field. That's what I said I hadn't seen any of yet. So that's a field card. So field cards are kind of like enchantments. And I believe you can have as many of them as plays you want. They have like a continuous effect. And then another Kami's Vessel. This one's full art. The last one was not. Zap, zap, zap. Check out that artwork. That's awesome. And that is a 4-star event. Another Smithereens Becky Intelligence Officer. Man, so far this box wants me to play Atlas, huh? Until I get some more to open. Solar System Backpacker. That's a cool card. Only a 3-star, but it's a foil. Cool looking. Ooh, here we go. 4-star. Albavolt Platinum Grand Dragon. Good to read that one. Really cool looking. And that is not a legend or anything, just a 4-star. Haven't seen an Uber yet. I think the Uber ones are black and white, if I remember from the little bit I've read. I've been trying to avoid looking at too many cards because I love opening packs. Um, oh, there's that same. Yeah. Oh, no. So full art, not full art. This guy's got the border. Very cool. Oh yeah, Eric. You know me. One more is probably not where it's gonna stop. Fell Dragon of the Shadows. He's pretty cool looking, foiled. Space Journalist Crystal. And then I'd have to look. I don't remember off the top of my mind what these do. I think OD is Overdrive. And if you're playing one of the rulers that drives things, so without playing them, and if you drive it, you do their overdrive ability. Counter is the one when you flip it for damage. I don't remember what TD is. Another ruler in that one. Yeah, so those are actually the same ruler. One's just a female silhouette instead of a male, which is kind of cool that they do that. Throw them into a common slot, so that way everybody has access basically to all the rules, since the rules follow the leader. Marvelous Prime Knots Don. So he's space organized crime, the Don of the family there. 4-star, really cool looking. Scare Squad Hannibal Razor. Hellraiser for the space guys. It looks like I've got my mic set to the point where you are not hearing me struggling opening the packs. Is that true, Eric? Can you confirm? Oh, E-Money. Yeah, sorry, man. I thought that was Eric that said I'm going to get another box. He likes to make fun of me for spending tons of money. This guy, yeah, the Space Don, he's pretty sweet looking. Man, it is hard to get this camera to focus on some of these foils. I don't know why. Okay. I think I mixed up this pack, setting it down and talking. 2-star. Oh, there is a 4-star. Shiori Laudia Imperial Magus. Not the easiest pronunciation there. She's cool looking though, flying around on her, looks like a broom. Thanks, E-Money. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm new to this. This is only my a couple videos in. Me figuring out streaming, and I've done a lot of work trying to get my mic to sound decent. And I just realized that as I'm struggling with packs, I'm not seeing the volume go up at all. So I'm glad about that. Eris, Ruler of the Skies. Cool looking card there. Sword of Destiny. Sweet looking 3-star. So that's actually for the X-Vaders. Flying Shield. Maiden of Bleached Bones. Man, that is. There we go. That's pretty awesome looking. She's the art on something. I'm trying to remember where I saw her. Kind of creepy though. Definitely cool looking. Golden Ring Dancer Paula. Restore, but really, really cool looking foil. They did a good job on this artwork. I really like how between the different factions, not only is the content you can probably get behind at least one of them, but you can definitely all do the same with the styles of artwork because they're pretty different. Oh, oh, that's weird. I wonder why Facebook is losing the feed. I'll have to try to figure that out. I wonder if I'm having bandwidth issues. I've got a cable connection here, and I wish I had fiber. And where I'm moving, fiber is not available either. So I'm not too happy with that. Since I'm streaming 3 streams at once, it can eat up pretty quick. There's that same Scare Squad Capo Horror guy that I pulled earlier. Another Spirit of Sakura. I'll have to see. I think I'm streaming at 720. If I'm not, oh, okay, it's fine on Twitch. Awesome. Another Spirit of Sakura. Umberless Fell Dragon of the Shadows. Only a 3-star, but he's pretty awesome looking. The art's kind of overlapping the border on that guy. Very cool. If you end up getting interested in this game, Eric, and you find a place up by you that ends up playing it, you'll have to let me know. Draconoid Dreadnought, 4-star. He's cool looking. Robot Assistant Podzim. Some of that silly kind of retro sci-fi art. Blaze Vortex. So there's another legendary. So I got my 2 legends out of the box. So this is a event for the fantasy type guys. That is cool looking. It's hard to see, but you got like a wizard there in the middle of the chasm casting his spell. Also, Eric, thanks for helping me test the multi-chat. Got you coming in from two different streams there. Alice Wonderland Adventure. That's kind of cool. I think a lot of people will like that. Kind of cool artwork on that event. That's interesting. So its level is -5. So you play it. It's a forced reveal. So forced reveals are whenever you draw them or drive them, you have to reveal it. And it deals 2 damage to you. Ouch. So you flip. If you flip it for damage, it counters and deals 2 to you. So 1 bonus damage, basically, because that's going to go to the graveyard. And then if you draw it, it's going to deal 2 damage to you. But on the rulers with a level cap, you get -5 to that. That's really interesting. I like that. I really like some of the things they kind of baked into the rules of this that give them a ton of flexibility. So there I got the female version of The Apprentice. I haven't really been looking for the rulers too much. I know people are, from what I've seen a little bit, people are kind of looking for the foil versions of them. Aether ray gun. There's your retro ray gun, Eric, right there. That is a 2-star. 4-star Bissell Conductor. Cool looking guy. Darkness Mage. There's keywords up in the top right of the card. Another suit of exo armor. Foil version of it. Yeah, I'll have to get a couple of games in. One of my buddies down here wants to play this weekend, and but I think there's a good possibility I might sell off some of my more expensive Dragon Ball cards. That, like I said earlier, the collectors have hit that game really hard, kind of like Pokemon. And some of those cards that I've pulled recently out of recent sets are going for like $500. So I might have to just let one go to get a ton of this game. Uh-oh. What is this guy? So 4-star legend. So I got 3 legends. I wonder if this is Uber art. It's so dark, or if that's normal. So Lord Annexator. This must be Uber because he is actually the Wonderverse. So he's got the same logo down here, which is how you tell what they are. So that must be Uber, the really dark. That's cool. He's cool looking. I'll have to look. I wonder if I got lucky pulling a total of 3 legends out of one box, or if that is normal. Trying out Facebook again, huh? Oh, or did you jumped over to YouTube? I just realized it's spelled out just a little differently. You must be on YouTube now. So I pulled one of these earlier too. Zap, zap, zap. So that's a black border as well. So I wonder if I got 2 Uber rares. So that's pretty cool. So there's some color, but some of the color has been changed to black and white. That's pretty cool. We'll give that an I like it. Mr. Obsolete. Okay, so that's actually kind of cool. So I just pulled a 4-star version of the box topper. So collectability wise, it's an alternate art, completely alternate art, right? So it's not even different coloring like the others. Um, so it probably makes, I wonder which one's actually more rare. Probably the one out of the box. But that's kind of cool that, you know, if you're a younger kid trying to play this, or you've got a younger kid that's trying to play this, um, and he's never gonna get a sealed box, it's not a card he'll never have, right? So Dragon Ball Super is kind of notorious for that. They'll throw box toppers in there, and the only way to get those cards is through those box toppers. Um, and then some of the promos are the only way to get them is by winning a tournament or paying a ton of freaking money online. But this one is also available out of packs, which is pretty cool. I did not know that. And I got a foil of the Galacto. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with the colors. I'm glad I pulled 2 of the same card so I could showcase it. White Dragon of Wales again. Sergeant First Class, Mr. Obsolete. Last pack. Blast Mage Wolf, 3-star foil. Cool looking. And a Mechanized Dragon, so 2 3-star foils. Pretty cool. So let's look at the pulls I got here real quick. So I believe those 2 are both uber rares. And then we've got a couple of legend pulls here. In addition to him, I believe I also got a gold colored legend. Yep, right there in an event. That's why I didn't see it the first time through. And then we got a couple of full arts. So that guy's a full art. Yeah, so for comparison, there's the non-full art of her. So it looks like that's my pulls out of this box. Pretty excited. I'm going to dig back through the 1 through 3 stars and try to get a deck together so I can try to get some games in. Appreciate everybody for watching. Eric, I appreciate you jumping around and trying all the different streams and making sure the chat worked. And overall, I'm super excited for this game. I said it before. So far, I really like it. I'm definitely, like you said, Eric, there's definitely at least another box or 3 or 4 in my future for this one, especially if I can sell off one of those high dollar Dragon Ball cards that's not currently in a deck. Unfortunately, those are packed, so I'm going to have to unpack to do that, which may be worth it. So thanks for joining, guys. This is Motley Hobbies. I appreciate you. I'm going to keep doing live unboxings and reviews. I like being able to interact with the people watching the video. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Normally when I'm doing board game reviews, I jump into some different camera views. No real reason to here, but that's what all this other stuff around me is here. And yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know quality ideas, things you want me to do videos on. And until next time, have fun gaming.